We'll be talking about grids, and the grid is an advanced CSS concept which is used to align items and particular divs. So let's see how we can code in divs. So suppose I create a new, I have opened up, so I have a new folder named div opened up in my Visual Studio Code. Here in Visual Studio Code, I open up another folder. I open this folder. I add another file. Actually, created file first. So index.html. I have created this new file, and now I have also created the style.css file. Okay, and start a server. Index.html. I can just open it up with live server. It's completely blank now. Now in the head section of the application, so the div folder is here, and I just open it with the live server. So I restarted the server right now. I have my index.html setup and my style.css setup. Now what we have is we have a grid auto rows minimum min-max 400 px and auto. So what this line is doing is actually let me remove this line first, and I write it here: grid template columns is equals to 30%, 40%, and 30%. Okay, and now grid auto rows I have min max 400 px and auto. So what this line is doing is actually making the divs of a height of occupying each div occupies height of 400 px minimum, and maximum it occupies the height of the content that it holds. Okay, so that is why we use this minimum. This is all. Let's see if so. See, a div is now of 100 px. Now we can also use FRs like this: 1 FR, 2 FR, 1 FR, 2 FR, 1 FR, 2 FR to specify how much width that we are using instead of percentages. So if I have to use this as 3, 4, 30, I could use it as, I could just simply say 30 FR, 40 FR, and 30 FR, or rather 3 FR, 4 FR, and 3 FR. So what we'll do is it will divide the page into some fractions, and the total number of ratio will be 4 plus 3, so 10. So 3 out of 10 would be the first, 4 out of 10 would be the second one, and 3 out of 10 would be the third one. Let's see how the results change. See, we don't see any changes because there also 3 out of 10 was 30%, 4 is again 40%, and 3 is again 30%. So you get the point. So we can use FRs for making a grid template columns. Okay, now if we want to make it as 3 FR, 3 FR, and 3 FR, see, the results will be changed. Like the width is divided evenly now. Now the width is divided evenly. Now we can also use the repeat function. Repeat function will take 1 FR as an argument and 3 times. Like we have to repeat 1 FR 3 times, so I try to repeat 3, 1 FR. So let's see how it changes. Nothing changes because the result was again we use 3 FR, 3 FR, 3 FR. So I can write down as a comment here that it repeat 3 FR translates to 1 FR, 1 FR, and 1FR. Okay, so this is how we can specify template in our layout. So that's it for this. So for that I use a template columns of create columns of say 12 columns of 1FR each, and each row I just create them as min max 100 to 50 px or 100 px I should say. And I hit save. Okay, I get this 12 column layout ready. Okay, now suppose I want to make this kind of a layout. Okay, let's see our target layout where it is. This kind of layout here on grid. So first of all I have to divide this. Yes, now what happens is that if you see each of the lines, what happens is that if you see each of these lines, so this is line number 1, this gap here, this is line number 2, this is line number 3, this is line number 4, this is line number 5, this is line number 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one is the 12th one, and this is the 13th one. So we get 13 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13. 13 lines. And we get 13 lines, and in 13 lines we get 13 lines horizontally, and so these 13 lines will be used to design a template. How? Okay. I want all of my divs to be placed in a manner such that I have to focus on my target. My target is this. So there are actually one red div, 1, 2, 3, 3 green divs, and there are 2 purple divs and 1 blue div. So there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 divs in total. So I have my 8 divs ready with me. Just removing all the extra divs. Yeah. So I have the 8 divs here, and on these 8 divs I'm gonna use them to create this layout that is present. So first one is a red in color div. I'm gonna make that, let me call them as class is equals to div 1. They place all these attributes. Div 2, div 3, div 4, div 5, div 6, div 7, div 8. Okay, now each of these divs, they have to be styled separately now. So first div 1 is of red color, so I just type background color as red. Okay, now this div 1 and all the divs, all the divs I want them to be right now blue in color. So I just background color as blue. Getting the width and the height is not same of the page, so I can use the grid row property to make it stuck not at 12 but at 8. Yeah, 8 is fine. So we set up our maximum height to 8. Now what we can do is I can see that we need a halfway purple div which has a T engraved on it. So let us see how we can make that. So I take and make another box. Its name will be grid div 2 background color of purple, and I use grid row, and that row will be all from 1 to 8. However, the column, it will not start from 1, instead it will start from the 7th column and will move up to 13, and it will not go from 1 to 8, it will go to 1 to 5. Yeah, so I have that set up now. Okay, I don't need it from 1 to 5 column to 7 to 13. It will be 7 to 11, the 7 to 12. Now what we want is a green div. See, if you look here, there is a green color div on the right of T. So I'm just make that one. Okay, its background color, this will be green. This grid row, this will be the first row to the eighth row, and the grid column, it will be from the 13th to 13th. No, it will be from 12 to 13th. Yeah, the entire column will be occupied. No, there is still 6. Okay, now what I need is another grid division 4. Here I'll make a background color of green again. I'll make a grid column of 6, rather not 6, of 7 to 9, and a grid row of 8 to 10. Okay, I got it right almost, but I didn't need to use. It will be, I think, the purple one is from, oh, it will be 6 to 8. 6 to 8, yeah. Okay, actually it's number 5. that you have to use, not number 4. So not number 4, it will be number 4 only. Here it will be not be grid 5, it will be grid 5. Yeah. So let me see the image again. And it's not going up till the last point, it will be going not till 8th point, it will be going till 7th point. Yeah, so this is the correct. Now what I want is, I want another div of grid 51. Here I will be using not the but I'll be using a blue div that will cover everything, and a orange div to cover the blue part. So if I move to div 5, I'll have a grid column of 9 to 12, and I'm having a grid row of 5 to 6. The background color will not be green, it will be blue. And if you look closely, this green there is actually more to it. We have done a big mistake. And I can just cover it up by making some, because this is a 2-box layout, and here it will take 1, 2, 3, 2 grid lines here. So instead of that, I have to actually make this div actually a little shorter and that div. So what I can do, I can write not 5 to 6, I'll use grid row okay, can't break it out from the grid, so I committed a small mistake here. Okay, let's overlook it from right now, because we actually see much of the learning we get it. Now if I just type background color as orange and type grid column it will go not from, so we can mend it. Actually what I'm trying to do is, now actually this 4th div, make it 8, this orange div, make it go from 9 to 12, and the grid row could go from 7, 6 to 8. Let's save it. Yeah. So this is a kind of a layout that I have made. It's not exactly same like this, but yeah, it looks cleaner. It looks good, somewhat matched, because I just made a terrible mistake there in the middle. So this is how we can use grids. I hope you can finally make many different layouts using the grid system, and I hope this video is useful for you guys. Thank you for watching. Do give a like and subscribe our channel if you want to learn quality content on YouTube. Thank you.